look out a window or somehow can have a hint at when the boat is approaching. There's all kinds of ways to do it. Look out a window. If that's not possible, have somebody else announce a jumper approaching. I've even seen it done where the boat judge will sometimes call in, jumper coming. But it's important to have something, some other visual clue as to when the jumper is approaching so that you don't miss him. They will go by this very quickly if you're just looking at this. So now the jumper has hit the ramp. We've hit start recording. Now the camera is recording, the computer is recording, and the next button that will automatically highlight will be this green contact. That refers to contact of the jumper hitting the water. So what you want to do is, as the operator, hit enter a second time just after the jumper lands. That sets the contact and tells the computer that that is the point that we're looking at to identify that special spot that we're looking for. You can hit escape afterwards. That will tell the camera, okay, I've recorded enough, stop recording. If you forget to hit escape for whatever reason, or you don't want to, no problem. The computer will automatically escape or stop recording for you after a predetermined amount of time. So don't worry if you fail to hit escape. So after you hit escape or the camera stops recording, there will be a processing time, and then you will get to this screen right here. And this is called Use Displayed Frame to Measure Jump View. So the objective now is we've got this video stream, but we've got to pick, and this video stream has many frames, probably hundreds of frames. We've got to pick the correct one to use for measuring the jump. That is what you as a judge will do next. So what we will do is, from this here, this is an estimation. The computer is estimating where it thinks you need to be. You can move this slider bar here throughout the whole length of the video stream to pick a different frame. This frame right here is probably a little bit later than we need to be because the jumper has already landed and skied several meters away from it. So we could do this a couple of ways. We could grab the slider bar by putting the mouse over it and pushing and holding the left click button. Oops, didn't mean to do that. And grab this slider bar, and you can move it back that way earlier in the jumper's jump, or move it this way if it needs to go the other way. So on this one, let's take a look. If we slid the slider bar back to this area here, we would see we moved it too far because now the jumper's not even hit the water yet. So this one is too early. This one we're saying is a little bit too late. So we would use either the slider bar or the arrow keys, your left and right arrow keys on your computer keyboard, to advance it frame by frame until you got it to a point about like that. This is right where you want to be. This is about a perfect. The jumper has just landed. His splash point is very well defined, as you can see in this area that I'm showing you right here. So this, you want to cursor using your left and right keys until you hit just the right frame. Once you have got this frame, now the next thing you have to do is agree with the other jump. The rule book says in Rule 9.8 that there are 2 designated officials that must agree that this is the frame we want to use. So once that agreement has been done, then you will move over here and you'll click Use Displayed Frame. So once you've done that, then it will, now you go to another screen, which now you'll have to locate the landing spot. We picked the frame we want, now we have to pick the precise spot on that frame. The way we do that is using this big yellow cursor that actually has 2 points to it. It's got the X, which is just off the screen here, and then it's got this vertical thing here, which actually shows the location of the recorded jump. As a judge, you're really mainly going to be looking at this cursor point, or the X, if you will, which is over here. And we're going to use something called a loop to help us do that. The way we get to the loop view is we click on this giant oversized cursor, and what that's indicating is the loop is a magnification of this landing zone right here. So you click on the giant cursor, this window pops up, the loop view. It'll already be up most likely, and this allows you to micro adjust exactly the precise landing spot. So we will fine tune it using the loop view. Here's the cursor. We can move the cursor 1 pixel at a time using the left and right and up and down keys on our keyboard. So as you can see here, this is a good example here. This one could perhaps use a little better adjustment because I can see a little bit of daylight between the splash and the cursor. So this would maybe use some adjustment to the right. So I'll adjust it to the right like that. And then similarly, I would check its up and down location. And once I've got it right there, now it's time to consult with both judges. And again, both judges must agree. And once both judges have agreed, then we simply click record jump. Actually, a better idea than clicking record jump. You can do that. But something even better than that, and what we recommend, is to simply use Alt-J. Hit your computer keyboard, push and hold the Alt key, and then hit the letter J, and that will do it. The reason that is a better method than moving the mouse is because when you get that cursor just right, you don't want to move anything. Moving this cursor like I'm doing now could potentially move the cursor location and result in an inaccurate jump for the skier, not the point that you had intended. So use Alt-J. Once you use Alt-J, almost instantly, within a half second or so, these two distances in feet and meters will pop up on the screen. So what do you do once that happens? Are you done? No, you're not done because you haven't done the most important part, which is radio the distance to the boat judge. So as soon as that's done, radio it to the boat judge and get the boat judge's confirmation that the distance was heard correctly. 119, towboat 119, boat 119. Boat judge should come back, 119 confirmed, 119. Now let's talk a little bit about how important it is to get that micro location of the cursor done. The cursor is very sensitive to the vertical movement. When I say vertical movement, we're talking about the up and down movement. So if you see in this example right here, we have moved it just 2 pixels and we changed the distance of the jumper's jump by 1 foot. So it's very sensitive to the vertical movement of the cursor. The reason for that is because of the geometry of the way the cameras are located. The horizontal distance is also important, but not near as sensitive as that vertical distance is. In this example, the horizontal distance moved it only about 1/10 of a meter, or maybe 3 or 4 inches. So in conclusion, we hope that now you feel comfortable to sit down at a video station and utilize it, and within about 30 seconds, get a jump distance back to a boat judge that is accurate and compliant with the rules. We did mention it's important. Don't forget the most important part, radio it back, because the whole tournament's waiting on you until that is done. When we start recording, use Enter. Don't click the mouse, just make sure that you're tabbed to the highlighted Start Recording button. That is kind of the moment of truth. If you forget to do that for whatever reason, then a rewrite may be possible if there's no video backup to start over. We talked about hitting escape after you hit the contact point, and that will save time and allow you to work faster and more efficiently. Always use the loop view. Remember, that's that magnified view that allows us to micro adjust the cursor and get the most accurate jump distance possible. Use Alt-J. That's the safest way to record the jump. And finally, practice makes perfect. Please don't hesitate to volunteer. A lot of times sites will have 2 stations working in parallel as backup and to allow practice. And most importantly, have fun, because that's what we're all here for. We want to thank everybody who helped put this together, Floyd McWright, Jim Thompson, and others, and we'll see you at the tournaments.